Sup? You already know who it is. What's the point of giving an intro when you know who it is? What you don't know, actually you probably do, is that I'm doing Aminé, pause. I'm doing Aminé's new project called Good For You. Now this man looks way too comfortable on his album cover, right? This is his debut project. He looks way too comfortable. Sitting on a toilet, reading a newspaper, I think he is. I'm gonna delve into the album cover after we listen to the album and see if it mixes with any kind of things that I thought it did. Okay, wait, let me rephrase that. If it mixes along with any of the complexities or any of the concepts that this album may have. So we're gonna give it a listen. I know a lot of you, let me put my shirt on. I know a lot of you going crazy on Twitter and telling me on various social media, all I got is Twitter and YouTube, telling me on the social medias that Aminé's new project was gonna be good. You also told me that Aminé himself is just fire. Gotta listen to it, man. All right, it's just so fire. It's just so, it'll put you in hell. It'll put you right next to the devil. So we're gonna see how close to Lucifer we can get while listening to this project. Okay, it was just a joke. Calm down. Really, because of his XXL Freshman kind of cover freestyle and his cypher, I became interested. Not the greatest that I've ever heard, but he definitely piqued my interest. And it's not because of his hit song like Kehlani. I know a lot of people have been telling me to listen to that. But other than that, we're going into this raw, fresh, no experience. Ready to get my cherry popped? Let's get into the project Aminé. Good For You. Let's go. First track, Veggies, featuring Dolla. Wow, that kind of caught me off guard. Who is on that? Why did he come in so smooth?
Now I'm super tired. When we get together, room was up in the night. Never was known. I wanted to try.
He's trying to grab me. I'm already holding my chest.
Old flame calling, so she wanna light the fire.
Old flame calling, cause she wanna light the fire. She's trying to get fucked.
Commas coming pretty commonly. I'm popping it off, so she popping it off. I turn the other cheek, now she kissing my jaw. So you know you still my baby. I mean, they always gotta keep it real with y'all.
What is happening to this track? First track, I'm already excited to see what he has to deliver next. I like this type of music. The music where the artist has a lot of different sounds going for him, meaning he knows how to use his voice in different ways. He knows how to take a beat and ride it, pause, and the beat in the song doesn't really sound repetitive. It's actually growing and transforming as you listen to it so that it doesn't get old or stale. He's got some pretty decent bars in here too, so I'm liking where this is going. Track number 2, Yellow, featuring Nelly. I don't know why you got Nelly on this thing. You look too comfortable. Like I said in your album cover, I don't know why Nelly's here, but let's go. This almost started off like a Pitbull track. I wanted to dislike it automatically.
And white girls love me like my first name Coachella. I'm a kick drum. I go pretty dumb. West, I know my place. You say amen, I say Aminé right after I say my grace. You know you do the same if that was yourself. I was broke, I is under the sea. I'm getting Krabby Patties. Dukes gave me juice, so this beef feel like
he's good. I like this. I kind of see how this is categorized just as rap because it doesn't fall into any traditional categories. I feel like it doesn't have like a traditional rap sound. It's very explorative. It's very transformative. Aminé is kind of exploring so many different flows while he's rapping, so I like where this is going so far. That track wasn't my favorite, but I can appreciate it from an artistic standpoint. And his line in there about being under the sea, flipping Krabby Patties. I don't know if I should cringe or laugh at it. Alright, we got track number 3, Caroline. I'm pretty sure I heard this one already. We're going to skim through it.
I'm back it's looking like it's about time.
Wow.
Can we fuck or get some G-rap? If you want safe sex, baby, use the knee pad. Sticky with the sticky inky, baby, give me kitty.
Wait, if you want safe sex, baby, use the knee pad. Suck my
West Side, nigga. Perfect for the urgent, baby.
I like that track. Don't think it needed to be as long as it was because the second half of the song literally just kind of repeats the first half. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a bad track. I can definitely see why it's a popular song. I didn't actually hear it before from what I'm listening to right now, and from what I can see, this is like I said, not a bad track. I just think it goes on for too long. Could have easily been like an interlude. Track number 4, Hero.
Anatomy? Hermione for one.
Some people pronounce his name as horrible.
Respect, that's all I ask for.
Let's get his name right. That's all he's asking.
Finish, but I split red. So every night I'm older. I try to find some closure. Hey.
I like the guitar in the back. Okay. Oh. Okay, I like this. Oh yeah, I like this. This is what I like. He's switching his voice. This is all I asked for. Man, I can't. Nah, see, you're doing too much. All I really have is a basic requirement for people that I want to enjoy music from. Just don't make songs stale by doing the exact same thing for the entire duration. Add a little something sweet to it, you know, switch it up, make it transformative. This is a rap song and he's got guitar in the background. Now, and it adds more than one element that, you know, people are generally used to in hip hop and or rap. They just kind of listen to it expecting a certain sound, and with this I think he's being very explorative and also a little experimental at the same time when it comes to instrumentation, and being a little bit more risky when it comes to giving beats on this thing, because I definitely am a fan of how this thing sounds so far, and the way he's using his flow, his voice, his cadence on this thing perfectly complements a lot of the tracks. I think at one point his voice gets a little bit lazier, and I think that's a common theme with Aminé, just to kind of, he does say I'm addicted, so I'm guessing he's kind of using his voice to signify that he's high, which is why we get vocals that are a little bit more relaxed, have less tone, less aggressive nature, less energy. Track number 5, Spice Girl.
Posh when she tall, nothing like Coke girl. Cause she on a diet, so she only eat bananas. Always in you, so let's go. Let's hit that I-5. Get away from me. Get together, hit it like Viva forever. I wanna know, is this real or fake? Ziggy, I fuck up my
It's okay. It's okay. That track, he gave me like strong Kodak Black impressions. I don't know if it's the beat that was kind of holding it there. I like the incorporation of the flute. Like I said, the beats on this thing, they do not stick to that whole traditional hip-hop sound, so it's definitely being experimental when it comes to instrumentation and giving you a nice thing to listen to other than the bass that we just normally get with the trap beats from most of rap today. Don't think that track was that great when it comes to what he was saying or kind of the tone in his voice. I don't feel like it worked that well for him on that track. Still enjoyed it to some degree, but I don't think it's a track that I would revisit. Track number 6, STFU.
What that talking y'all be doing, man? For real. I'ma do this, I'ma do that.
Tell him.
And every time we fight, I gotta go away.
You don't need auto-tune.
Don't complicate it. Shut the fuck up. She wally, standing like girls at a party on the move.
I like that.
Oh, you got a chain? Sick. Oh, you got some fame? Sick. In the bill dodging, well, you know who you are. Man.
What did he do? What happened?
Thought it was a nightcap, life hit a hijack, girl, I speed fast. That I see.
It's cool, man. I don't know what else to say.
No, I ain't trying to have no baby.
I know, I feel you. But it's hard sometimes because you feel like there's some of them that you just like, maybe you'd be a good mom. Maybe. The auto-tune in the beginning, I definitely didn't think that was needed. The STFU vocals during the hook of this thing, they're not bad. I just think they're too far away from what Aminé is usually doing so far on this album, that when you hear it, it's like so much more poppy as opposed to the rest of the tracks on here. The rest of them are very experimental. They kind of explore more when it comes to experimentation, when it comes to instrumentation, but I just don't think that you know, I think that track particularly strayed too far away from, you know, the rap sound. Even though I think he does really good rapping on it, I don't think he needs the auto-tune, the high-pitched voice, and the effects that were added to the first part of this thing. I definitely think that could have been kept out, because he definitely made sure that he wrote the beat out well for the latter part of the song and the halfway point. So, not a bad track. It was bad at first. He cleaned it up. Let's go on to track number 7, Wedding Crashers featuring Offset. It's that little thing at the I remember using this thing. It was a ball at the end of it, and you hit these little rectangles that look like piano pieces.
Pass it or watch his back. My girl said she wanted changing, and she got a quarterback. Well, yeah, I ain't no football player. Well, we could talk.
Yeah, no. I think that's the cipher that he used. You know, part of that, you know, girl, I ain't a football player.
I said, peace, please, hurry up and kiss so I can eat. Didn't know the truth. Got rid of my whole flame. Now I wanna take.
Yes, I've been ballin', yeah. Maybe it's the Lambos and Rari, yeah. Ain't getting this bitch. Northside extraordinary. I came from the dirt, so
I don't know. Hearing Offset rap on that thing is like seeing Vin Rames in a dress. Like it doesn't feel right. Like, I'm sure you're okay with it, it just doesn't feel right. I feel like Offset is way too aggressive of a rapper usually to be on a beat like that, and Aminé's bars in there, I'm not saying they weren't great, which they weren't, but it was certainly not a necessary track, especially considering the fact that you're not even married. Track number 8, Sundays. Oh. Okay, I might like this one a lot. I'm coming. Oh my god, no. Wait. This is a different level. I'm taking my shorts off right now. Let me just wiggle out of them. These, yeah, they're gone.
No motivation in my body, no whoa. For higher than agave. Mama headed to the church now. And she left me at that. Bumping Machiavelli, sipping I feel like a blessing, but finding one to either end up at heaven or Kevin's gates. I bench press my
I know this is from his freestyle, but this is hot. This right here is hot. My legs, I can't move.
Mama called, she said, don't worry about me, baby, get your problem solved. I told her, ask me for whatever, whenever you want. My health is more important than my album. I'm not loud, I'm easy. Now they skin look like a brownie. Yo, you'll see me cry. Mama say, count your blessings.
My God. All that he just said in that, everything he just said in there. I might be closer to Jesus after listening to that song. If you want introspective tracks and you want to know a little bit more about Aminé, listen to that track. Got one solid track on here about yourself. That's all I require. You did good. I love that track. I'm gonna go play it again like 32 more times just for research purposes to make sure I got the full effect.
Mama called. She said, don't worry about me, baby. Get your problem solved.
Something your mama would say. Let's move on to the next track before I get too caught up on that. Next track, track number 9, Turf. Man, can I get a break? Jesus.
Walkie girl I grew up with lives a couple houses down. An ex-girl and next-girl used to rock the S-curl. They kicking out the blacks and all the houses getting clones. Friends used to do pick around and I see nothing in my neighborhood.
There's this track, that's what it is. There's this track, I know for a fact I'm wrong, but there's this track called Hey There Delilah. He's way more energetic and he's way more soulful on this track as opposed to the one I'm talking about. But the one I'm talking about is like, hey there Delilah, blah blah blah. This is what it reminds me of. I don't know why. It's just the vocal tone. The vocal tone is what reminds me of this. If anybody knows the track I'm talking about, the song, I heard it like literally about 9 years ago.
Wanna be a star, everybody want a nice car. Everybody wanna live great, I'm sketch like a night at Echo Park. That's why I just keep it cool on my catch emotion like a seizure.
Oh, I catch emotion like a seizure. I catch You sleep! Is that Charlie Wilson? That sounds just like Charlie Wilson. Yo, if this man really got Charlie Wilson on his album, W automatically. Track number 10, Blinds.
Every day I'm counting up my paper. Petty nigga take the ones in public with the vapors. They like my freeform dress. I love it when she give a nigga freeform. Yellow is the new black and I'm Mr. Caputo.
No. Don't do that. Black is always in fashion. I didn't know he could do this. I didn't know he was like this. Track number 11, Dakota, that features Charlie Wilson. Oh, so that was Charlie Wilson on that track.
I'm only by you. Drink this in my hand.
What sample is he using? Don't. I don't remember. Somebody else leave it in the comment section again. I don't remember.
Knocking on my conscience every morning like Jehovah. I'm afraid of heights, but my feelings roller coaster. Yeah, so I'ma make a statement, but then she tell me no, the same way that this a raisin, but I wish it was a grape. Holes in my soul, cause I feel like zero. Patch me up quick with a stitch like Lilo. Red wine like my red cool. White girls want to burn me.
It's official. It's official. Is it safe to open my eyes? He's not stopping. Track number 2. I have so much to say about this album when this thing is over. Track number 12, Slide. Oh, what you doing? Yes, it is.
This is the late night snack. Big like ADT. Lost too long, teleport to me. My Ultra album. So my checks will give it away. Slide, dude. I hear you wanna feel your tongue on my teeth. So I feel the butt too.
Who said you can do this? Who told you you can be this good? Again, he takes these sounds that you would never put on a rap record and he makes them good with his flow and all the versatility. Everything he has in his arsenal he uses to make it a good track. And the sounds don't bother you when you realize that he's still spitting. He's taking these tracks that are traditionally not, you know, rap infested, and he's making them sound great because he sounds great. Track number 13, Money. I'ma just walk away now.
I realize money make the world go round. Money turn your best friend out. Money turn a good girl out. Money
okay, I'm accepting it.
Money make the sun go
Chill.
Dirt on me cause I'm not so you. I wouldn't do much for money, man. You got a phone, little nigga. Why the fuck I need a rolling? Saying you ain't racist, really think.
I got a phone, why I need a Rolex? To be honest, I don't get why you need a Rolex, to be honest. Some people just can never afford a Rolex. Like, no, like, why do you need one? What is it? What about a Rolex is so appealing to you that you need one so bad? Because half of you can't even tell time. If you buy a watch just to flash it, I'm sorry, you need to bury yourself alive.
It made myself a scene, but it never did my dream life.
Track number 14, Beach Boy.
Got some pressure. Pay tuition for my sister, caught my mama Tesla. Don't take
Chill out. Chill out.
Some tears that made me ball out. To my foot out, to my time. Goofy toe, they say, play it safe.
Stand down here for the rest of the video. I'm not coming back
I
up.
don't know when I'm gonna die.
Oh my god! Track number 15. Track number 15. Heebiejeebies featuring Kehlani.
Come swing my way. I'ma put you on this game.
When you look, it's like whoa. Got me locking, I'm hypnotized.
Just hold your
You
jump.
know you're something else.
Kinda sounds like Brandy here.
You got so much potential. I wanna kick it, cheated on you, some dumb bum bitches.
That was Aminé's Good For You album. I need a minute. So first and foremost, thoughts on that final track. I think the track was cool. I definitely liked Kehlani's voice on there. I think that the hook on that track was very overproduced. It sounded a little too heavy, especially for the sensual, very sexy, laid-back vibe that the whole track managed to maintain. When you get to the hook, it's just like, this is a little bit too much there. Keep it sweet, keep it subtle, keep it sensual, keep it laid back. You don't need to be, you know, too eccentric on a track like that, especially with that beat in the background that carries such a, like I said, laid back, sensual vibe. The rest of this album, I did not expect to like as much as I did. There are tracks on here, the intro, even Yellow, Caroline, Heroes, STFU. I didn't like it at all in the very beginning, but came around to liking it because he actually managed to bring me back with his rapping, which is something that I guess new generation rappers, if you could consider him that, don't necessarily do for me that often. They generally take me out of my element when it comes to enjoying a song because they're doing things that have no correlation to rap. Aminé is actually rapping this entire album. Not only is he rapping, he's doing a lot of harmonizing, he's doing a lot of singing, and he's really good at it. Nowhere in my right mind did I think Aminé would actually be entertaining for this entire project. That being said, I'm thinking at some point in the album that the entertainment is going to dwindle, as if there is a point in the album that he kind of loses my interest, but he doesn't. He actually manages to keep the listener invested, or at least myself. I can only speak for myself. I can definitely tell that Aminé from this album wants to be represented as, or it wants to portray himself as, at least on this project, as a lover boy, kind of a sensitive kind of guy, a guy that kind of understands or explores his feelings or emotions very often, and he's not afraid of them. It's an admirable quality. I don't necessarily think it goes over well on every single track. We get a lot of tracks on this thing talking about, or from Aminé's perspective, where he talks about his issues with relationships. But there are also a handful of tracks on here where he talks about his personal life. One of the tracks on here where he does it the best, which is one of my most favorite, one of my most entertaining, is Sundays, where he is incredibly introspective incredibly open and has this soulful music in the background. You cannot attach this song or these lyrics to any other instrumental and have it be as hard-hitting or as impactful as it was on this track, because you're wrapped up in all of his emotions when you're listening to it. Even though, like I said, I'm not a fan of the fact that he used this for his freestyle, I still love the track, and I think it's way more entertaining with this amazing instrumental behind it. We get track number 13 on here called Money, where he talks specifically about what money does to the world and how it's pretty much the root of all evil, or how it does people less good than they think it does. Talking about how I don't need a rollie, I got a cell phone. Like, this perfect examples of why his point actually makes sense. I want you to give me your reason behind why you say what you say. I don't want you to just say it just to be fake woke. Turf also explore a lot of Aminé's singing voice. Again, you don't really expect someone to be strong in their singing and in their rapping, or as entertaining. He doesn't overdo it either. He doesn't overstay his welcome with the singing. He doesn't keep doing it more than he needs to. I think on Turf, I do think his vocal pattern or his vocal tone could have been a little bit more polished, as it comes across very unfinished or very raw, which I would say I'm not necessarily a fan of on this particular track. Not saying it's bad, but I definitely think it could have had a little polishing to it to make the song sound a little bit better. The Lines on here is also one of my favorites because it explores a lot of Aminé's rapping ability. Like I said, he experiments so much with his voice, his cadence, his flows, his deliveries. All of it switches up. And again, he kind of transitions between his energetic and lazy voice to deliver different vibes on different tracks. Something that I think is great because on some of these tracks, it's almost as if you're getting a different rapper. Only track on here that I felt like had zero redeeming qualities is the track that features Offset. I think it's called Wedding Crashers. I did not like that track in the slightest, and it's not just because Offset came across like a pit bull at a tea party. More or less, the fact that the Wedding Crashers theme, the actual point of the song, just seems so forced and just not authentic in the slightest. I get how someone could think this way on a regular basis. It just seems like a really forced narrative to put on this album, especially considering the fact that Aminé isn't even married, or I can't, speak to his relationship status, but we don't see a ring on it. So I think it's a little bit weird to say or force this kind of unnecessary narrative onto your album just to, I guess add a different subject matter. As much as I can appreciate Aminé for going against the traditional standard of rap music and what we commonly get as far as trap beats or boom bap beats as far as that's concerned, while I do appreciate that, I can't necessarily say that that is his biggest asset. I did kind of want to see how he would sound on boom bap beats or some trap beats. I'm not saying that he has to. It's just always nice to see where that Aminé would go on instrumentals like that. That's nothing that's gonna hold this album back. Commend again Aminé on here for rapping, for keeping me entertained with his rapping as opposed to relying solely on instrumentals or on production, which is great on this album, but he doesn't rely on it. You can tell that he actually has something to say. He's very entertaining. He's very comfortable in all these tracks. He knows how to ride himself. I don't know if I need to say pause on that. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is a very entertaining project. A couple of setbacks when it comes to Aminé. Nelly, you can hear him, but not that much on the track Yellow. And the Wedding Crashers featuring Offset really isn't, that strong of a verse from him. All of the features on here really aren't that strong of a verse, other than, surprisingly, the additional Charlie Wilson verse that we get at the end of the track Turf. Kehlani's feature, like I said, while it's nice, I don't think it's necessary. Wouldn't be sad if it wasn't on here. Charlie Wilson's feature on Dakota, wouldn't be sad if that wasn't on here. Definitely would be happy without Offset's feature on Wedding Crashers. Nelly wasn't necessary, neither was Dolla. It just seemed like some of the features are on here just because. But other than that, this thing was such a joy to listen to. Very interesting project. I really did enjoy the concept. And listening to this thing, you can really feel exactly where Aminé is coming from. The only thing that really kind of prohibits me from really enjoying this thing to its fullest potential is the fact that Aminé doesn't have that much to talk about. He does rap, and I love the fact that he's rapping. I love the fact that he's giving me something really entertaining, and being very comfortable makes this thing even better to listen to. But when you delve into the lyrics and some of the content or kind of the concepts behind some of the songs, you realize he's not talking about that much. Mainly about relationships and a couple of tracks about his personal life, which isn't bad. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just it doesn't go any deeper or explore any more subject matter other than that. And his cover art, now that I've listened to it, kind of explores what I thought it might, which is kind of capturing Aminé in his natural habitat or the place in his life that he's most comfortable. Maybe that's on the toilet, or maybe he's saying this is as good as it gets, or this is all I need. I just need a toilet to take a dump, and then I just want my newspaper. This is all I need in life. Maybe that's what he's saying. Regardless, it was a decent project. Definitely enjoyed myself. Aminé, good for you. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed all these tracks. Hope you had a lot of tracks on here like me that you would take away from this album and bump back to back to back to back. As always, it's been Shawn C. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.